Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Bible in a Year. My name is Natalie, and today we're on day 179. I'm so happy that you're here today, and I hope your day is going great. We're going to be reading out of Joshua chapter 6, Isaiah chapter 64, 2 Corinthians chapter 3, and Psalm chapter 102, but we're only reading verses 12 through 17 today, which is really a shame because this is another psalm that I do not think should be broken up. I'm going to go ahead and follow the format, but this is going to be a psalm that when we're finished with the book of Psalms, we're going to read the whole chapter through. And it's a psalm that's close to my heart. So let's start this day with Joshua chapter 6. I am so happy you're here today. All right, here we go. Now Jericho was tightly shut up because of the children of Israel. No one went out and no one came in. Yahweh said to Joshua, "Behold, I have given Jericho into your hand, with its king and the mighty men of valor. All of your men of war shall march around the city, going around the city once. You shall do this 6 days. 7 priests shall bear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark. On the 7th day you shall march around the city 7 times, and the priests shall blow the trumpets. It shall be that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when you hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people shall shout with a great shout. Then the city wall will fall down flat, and the people shall go up, every man straight in front of him." Joshua, the son of Nun, called the priests and said to them, "Take up the ark of the covenant, and let 7 priests bear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before Yahweh's ark." They said to the people, "Advance, march around the city, and let the armed men pass on before Yahweh's ark." It was so that when Joshua had spoken to the people, the 7 priests bearing the 7 trumpets of ram's horns before Yahweh advanced and blew the trumpets, and the ark of Yahweh's covenant followed them. The armed men went before the priests who blew the trumpets, and the ark went after them. The trumpets sounded as they went. Joshua commanded the people, saying, "You shall not shout, nor let your voice be heard, neither shall any word proceed out of your mouth until the day I tell you to shout, and then you shall shout." So he caused Yahweh's ark to go around the city, circling it once. Then they came into the camp and stayed in the camp. And Joshua rose up early in the morning, and the priests took up Yahweh's ark. The 7 priests, bearing the 7 trumpets of ram's horns in front of Yahweh's ark, went on continually and blew the trumpets. The armed men went in front of them. The rear guard came after Yahweh's ark. The trumpets sounded as they went. The 2nd day they marched around the city once and returned into the camp. And they did this for 6 days. On the 7th day, they rose early at the dawning of the day and marched around the city in the same way 7 times. On this day only, they marched around the city 7 times. At the 7th time, when the priests blew the trumpets, Joshua said to the people, "Shout, for Yahweh has given you the city. The city shall be devoted, even it and all that is in it, to Yahweh. Only Rahab the prostitute shall live, she and all who are with her in the house, because she held the messengers that we sent. But as for you, only keep yourselves from what is devoted to destruction, lest when you have devoted it, you take of the devoted thing, so you would make the camp of Israel accursed and troubled it. But all the silver, gold, and vessels of bronze and iron are holy to Yahweh. They shall come into Yahweh's treasury. So the people shouted, and the priests blew the trumpets. When the people heard the sound of the trumpet, the people shouted with a great shout, and the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight in front of him, and they took the city. They utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both man and woman, both young and old, and ox, sheep, and donkey, with the edge of the sword. Joshua said to the 2 men who had spied out the land, "Go into the prostitute's house and bring the woman and all that she has out from there, as you swore to her." The young men who were spies went in and brought out Rahab with her father, her mother, her brothers, and all that she had. They also brought out all of her relatives, and they set them outside of the camp of Israel. They burned the city with fire and all that was in it. Only they put the silver, the gold, and the vessels of bronze and of iron into the treasury of Yahweh's house. But Rahab the prostitute, her father's household, and all that she had, Joshua saved alive. She lives in the middle of Israel to this day, because she hid the messengers whom Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. Joshua commanded them with an oath at that time, saying, "Cursed is the man before Yahweh who rises up and builds this city Jericho. With the loss of his firstborn, he will lay its foundation, and with the loss of his youngest son, he will set up its gates." So Yahweh was with Joshua, and his fame was in all the land. And the walls of Jericho came tumbling down. All right. Isaiah chapter 64. Oh, that you would tear the heavens, that you would come down, that the mountains might quake at your presence, as when fire kindles the brushwood, and the fire causes the water to boil. Make your name known to your adversaries, that the nations may tremble at your presence. When you did awesome things which we didn't look for, you came down, and the mountains quaked at your presence. For from the old men have not heard, nor perceived by the ear, nor has the eye seen a God besides you, who works for him who waits for him. You meet him who rejoices and does righteousness, those who remember you in your ways. Behold, you were angry, and we sinned. We have been in sin for a long time. Shall we be saved? For we have all become like one who is unclean, and all our righteousness is like a polluted garment. We all fade like a leaf, and our iniquities, like the wind, take us away. There is no one who calls on your name, who stirs himself up to take hold of you, for you have hidden your face from us, and have consumed us by means of our iniquities. But now, Yahweh, you are our Father. We are the clay, and you are the potter. We all are the work of your hand. Don't be furious, Yahweh. Don't remember iniquity forever. Look and see, we beg you. We are all your people. Your holy cities have become a wilderness. Zion has become a wilderness. Jerusalem, a desolation. Our holy and our beautiful house, where our fathers praised you, is burned with fire. All our pleasant places are laid waste. Will you hold yourself back for these things, Yahweh? Will you keep silent and punish us very severely? think I've kind of prayed that before. All right, 2 Corinthians chapter 3. All right, Paul continues on with his letter. Are we beginning again to commend ourselves? Or do we need, as do some, letters of commendation to you or from you? You are our letter, written in our hearts, known and read by all men, being revealed that you are a letter of Christ, served by us, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God, not in tablets of stone, but in tablets that are hearts of flesh. Such confidence we have through Christ toward God, not that we are sufficient of ourselves to account anything as from ourselves, but our sufficiency is from God, who also made us sufficient as servants for a new covenant, not of the letter, but of the Spirit. For the letter kills, but the Spirit gives life. But if the service of death, written engraved on stones, came with glory, so that the children of Israel could not look steadfastly on the face of Moses for the glory of his face, which was passing away, won't service of the Spirit be with much more glory? For if the service of condemnation has glory, the service of righteousness exceeds much more in glory. For most certainly that which has been made glorious has not been made glorious in this respect, by reason of the glory that surpasses. For if that which passes away was with glory, much more that which remains is in glory. Having therefore such a hope, we use great boldness of speech, and not as Moses, who put a veil on his face, so that the children of Israel wouldn't look steadfastly on the end of that which was passing away. But their minds were hardened, for until this very day, at the reading of the Old Covenant, the same veil remains, because in Christ it passes away. But to this day, when Moses is read, a veil lies on their heart. But whenever someone turns to the Lord, the veil is taken away. Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. But we all, with unveiled faces, seeing the glory of the Lord as in a mirror, are transformed into the same image from glory to glory, even as from the Lord, the Spirit. Wow. But we all, with unveiled faces, the veil is gone, with just our faces seeing the glory of the Lord as in a mirror. Oh my goodness. It's a very, very deep chapter. All right, Psalm, tell me what you think. Write in the comments what you think. Sometimes I wonder, am I the only one reading this? Am I reading this correctly? Is this really what it says? Psalm chapter 102, verses 12 through 17. All right. But you, Yahweh, will remain forever. Your renown endures to all generations. You will arise and have mercy on Zion, for it is time to have pity on her. Yes, the set time has come, for your servants take pleasure in her stones, and have pity on her dust. So the nations will fear Yahweh's name, all the kings of the earth your glory. For Yahweh has built up Zion. He has appeared in his glory. He has responded to the prayer of the destitute and has not despised their prayer. Yahweh. Well, everybody, thank you for stopping by today. I am truly so happy that I get this time to read to you and that you're coming by to listen. I hope that these words are helpful for you in your day, and I hope that you can think about the words, and if there's something interesting, do a rewind, listen to it again, or if you have a Bible, maybe check it out in a different translation. I know that this translation, even for me, is a little rough. It is a little rough sometimes. And so sometimes, even after reading to you guys, I'll hop on over into another translation that I have, and it will make a little more sense. So just as a reminder, I use this translation because there is no copyright on it. So I can use it on any format I please. It's public domain, and that's why I use it. So anyways, I'm so thankful that you stopped by. Please come back tomorrow for day number 180. We're moving right along, folks. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow.